Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to discuss the 3 basic ways to get into the industry. There are lots of different ways to start working for this industry or to find work in this industry. These are just the 3 basic, broad strokes of how to get in and how to work. Working for the union can have a lot of benefits. For most of the people that work backstage, it's the IATSE or the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. But there's also projectors unions, there's hair and makeup, and then the actors are a whole different set of unions. Unions generally work on a list based on a seniority or how long you've been in the union or on the extras list. This is a great way to get started. Most arenas are covered by unions and they have really big calls for the really big shows. So you are more likely to get calls for those. It's a little harder to get into the smaller, more intimate venues because those crews are already kind of established, but there's always a chance. A couple of the other big benefits of working for the union is that eventually you can probably get medical coverage or a pension. Each local is different, but eventually that option is going to be available to you. It's also obviously work-life safety is something that they pride themselves on, so you're more likely to have a safe work site. Also, their pay schedule. You know that you're going to be getting paid every week or 2 weeks. There are very few circumstances where they've negotiated for a 30-day pay. Those are rare and few and far between. Another great way into the industry is to work for a production company. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of production companies out there. But this is super great way to get started because you can get an entry-level position working in a warehouse and you can learn what things are, how things work, and move up from there. There's a lot of growth potential in a production company. Also, they're more likely to withhold taxes, so you don't have to deal with that at the end of the year. And they also might have a medical coverage and a pension plan for you. Also, again, they're going to pay every week or 2 weeks. Most of the production companies do not work on a 30-day pay cycle or stuff like that. They're pretty established. Working freelance is kind of the best of both worlds, but it can also be very challenging. You tend to work for a lot more companies that 1099 you, so you have to deal with taxes at the end of the year. Also, several of those companies don't have a very regular pay schedule. You may be waiting up to a month. 45 days is really rare, but it does happen for a check. You'll probably have to make your own invoices for billing, so it's a little bit more work. Also, you should have your own workman's comp insurance, or personal liability rather. Uh, a lot of companies will ask you for this before you can show up on their site as a technician or stuff like that. So starting out, it's easier to go with other companies and then get yourself established, and then you can branch out into the freelancing and part of it. Thanks for watching. I hope this content was helpful for you. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe.